All right, the recording will be available at the end. I will send it over the email. So, hi everyone. Welcome new faces. Welcome back the old faces, and let's get it started. So, main topic of today is the custom actions, and I actually will start with this, but let's see the agenda for the other topics because since the last 3 weeks, I think we had the last webinar. Sorry, I will do a mute all first. All right. Since the last webinar, we released quite a lot of themes, and we're going to release many more in the following weeks. We'll do a V2 on this specific custom actions. So the next webinar will be also on custom actions because we plan some big updates on it already. So custom actions, KPI dashboard at the system level. I will tell you why it's only that for now. Multi-lag and the roadmap. So let's start with the custom actions. What are they and what are the scenarios? So they are live API callings. And what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to trigger live API calling during the call. So you can do anything on the backend with this. So as an example here, you can do like retrieve user-specific data from a CRM, GHL, or any other CRM at the start of the call, so you can personalize the entire conversation. Or you can have actions during the call, like triggering a text message and asking the user, hey, did you receive that text message? And so on. The power will come when you will be able to create your own tools, for example, appointment scheduling with different calendars and so on. That will be V2 and that will be for the next webinar. But let me quickly go to the demo already because I'm going to demo this, how it works. 1 second, please, to move this around here. All right. So here is an agent. Let me do this. Here's an agent that's using our real estate prompt. The Majestic Estates is the binary inquiry call script. And here is the custom actions. As a matter of fact, I will just do the demo call at first, and then I will show you how did I set it up. And we'll also have released a documentation about this actually exactly after I finish this webinar. I just need to push it live. So what you need to do is you need to be connected first at hand with the GHL. Here, you need to be connected. All right. Let me go to this. You will need also to add your custom action from here. You will click here. You'll see the custom action is already added here. I cannot add it again. Let me see if it's all right. I'll tell you how to set it up afterwards. Yeah, it's all right. All right. So what it will do at the start of the call, it will pull the information that I have pre-populated into my contact. So into GHL, into contacts. Let me go back. Into contacts, I have myself and I have a bit context here, like a property address that I'm interested to buy, a house, bedrooms and bathrooms, and budget. So it should pull that context at the start of the call. Let's try it on. All right.
Hello, Alex. I am calling from Majestic Estates. I've seen you complete our form on the website. Do you want me to quickly pull up your user preferences so that we can complete your request?
Yes, please.
Great. I'll pull up your preferences right now. Just a moment. Great, I've got your details here. You're interested in buying a house with 2 bedrooms and 5 bathrooms on Unicorn Boulevard, number 13. Your budget is around 2,000 euros. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Alex.
All right, and she would continue the conversation. So you see, it pulled the context, and it was quite fast in terms of calling. So this will be a template that will show you, and also a guide on how to do this. I think this is a really common scenario. This is with JHL, but we'll replicate with other CRMs as well. So let me show how to do this. Quickly, because we have the documentation, I don't want to spend time into this, but briefly. First, you have to go into integrations. Be sure that you're connected on your sub-account level, either if you're using, like if you're an agency, try this on a sub-account. So you are connected with a sub-account, not with the agency level. Next, go to custom actions, and you will see this button here, create. You will have 2 options. Obviously, go for go high level this time. I have it here already. So let me explain this a bit here. Here is the name of the custom action. Here is a short description. Here is the speech. The speech is something the AI will say while trying to perform this custom action. Here, I'm doing a simple get for the contacts. You can find this in JHL documentation. I don't think I have it opened, but yes, it should be like this. I don't have it open, but you find it into the JHL documentation, and you'll see all you need to pass to do that. Properties. This is something you'll add to the agent, but not required for this case. So this is free. If you're doing from scratch, you will do that, but ignore it for now. You'll have here the authorization and the bearer token. The bearer token, please don't touch it. I don't think you can touch it. That's good. But after you connect, this will be refreshed automatically by us each 24 hours. So this is good to know. This is how you authorize the app, the GHL app, to work with us. The headers, we passed a default header that needs for the app to work. Additional parameters. So location ID, this is fetched automatically when you sync with your sub account. And here you add a query user phone number, because based on that phone number, we retrieve the data from the user. One more thing. And here into the prompt, this is not for this action, but you instruct how the AI will use that tool. If you know, in our calendar, we have the advanced section. The advanced section helps the AI understand how to use that specific tool, or here the API call. This is more advanced. We'll also have a guide on this, but we try to offer many possibilities for now. Yeah. And this is it. Here you can test the action. I already embedded this action into the agent. I cannot test it. To test it, you will need to, let me see if I can do it here quickly from scratch. All right, you see this is already pre-populated. All right, location ID. I don't have the location ID on this one. Let me get it from the other one. 1 second. The location ID. And this was the one. You have the location ID, you paste the location ID. And if you want to test here in this environment, you'll have to pass your phone number manually just to see what data it will fetch. All right, it should work. Let's test the action. All right, so the response was a success, and we can see that and what data it brings based on the test. Yeah, so this is the custom actions. We also have 2 guides that I will share, but yeah, that's, I would say, easy, and we'll try to provide more and more like pre-filled scenarios and templates and guides into this. 1 second, let me switch the tabs. So this was the custom actions. So KPIs dashboard in V1. So right now we improved the metrics and the KPIs we're showing on an assistant level. We're going to improve already this one by including a timeline like weeks, months, days, so you can see like the increments and success you have continuously. So you can also share with your customers and your clients. The idea is that we started first with the agent level, then we're going to move to the workspace level, meaning like, let me go back here. Here we'll have a new dashboard for all the assistants in that workspace. And then the last thing will be for the agencies to have a master dashboard where they can see the entire metrics for their all sub-accounts. But we're doing step by step. Let me quickly go through how these look. Have pull here, I think it's probably related. So you here can change between production or test calls. The test calls are done here. So we have the aggregated number of calls, the average duration, minutes used, amount spent. This is something I think we already had. You'll see the status here, completed or not completed. You know that the status comes here in the calls, in the logs, and here are all completed and so on. By the way, we added a search for call ID. That's helpful for who knows. Here we have the actions. Here the actions are specifically when you add an action like real-time booking, call transfer, send SMS to the assistant. This one doesn't have, it has a custom action, so it doesn't show anything. But you will be able to see here, we already have the timeline on days, on that specific day, how many SMS the agent has sent or how many appointment bookings has successfully made. Yes, William, that's based on our consumption that we have like 8 cents per minute. So it's based on that, but indeed, it's not that relevant for agencies. Then we have analysis, which is, yes, we can do that. Analysis here is done by our AI judge. We have an AI that judges the entire conversation at the end of it. So we have a couple of criteria that we look for. We look for errors that happen during the transcript based on the prompt and the conversation itself. Script adherence, if the agent followed properly the script that you had. Here it followed 90%. I don't know why, but it's almost good. Here's the positive sentiment: is the how the AI felt that the user was during the conversation. It was a positive sentiment or negative. He was happy with the conversation or not. Call drop-off rate. Because I closed the call, this is 80%, because you can have other reasons like the AI ends the call because it say goodbye and so on. And all of those here would come here into this chart, like human pickup cut off, human goodbye, and so on. Goal achievement, this is really interesting. The goal right now is defined within the prompt. So let me quickly go here. So the goal, this is one, based on the criteria, is the objective. Collect all the essential information from potential buyers or renters and so on. You will define this in the prompt right now, but in the near future, we're going to make you pick what's the goal that you want to judge the AI, the entire conversation. And here is the feedback from the user. This is basically the split between the great and awful feedback that you give to that specific assistant. All right. Yeah, I think that's all. So we'll make every every KPI here, something like this on a scale, and you'll be able to filter between dates as well. But yeah, this is the KPI dashboard. Let me go back here. Yes, I've done the demo and I have a question for you. Please write here in the chat or keep it for the end of the call. What metrics would you like to have? And if you like this so far and how it's presented, and yeah, please write. It would be really helpful as we're the plan to iterate on this. We want to know that we're going towards the good direction. All right. What else? Multi-language. Yes, multi-language. For now, we release French, Portuguese, Spanish, and German. Everything should work great because it works. Right now, we changed the synthesizer, and yeah, that's great. That's great. We changed the turbo synthesizer to the last one from 11 labs, and it does really great things for multi-language. There are a couple of tips on how to set it up this properly. Let me quickly show you. So I actually have the same prompt that I used in the other systems. It's still Paul, but this time Paul will be French. So it's important to know that after you select your language here, so I selected French. Let me just quickly change this. So I select English, and you need to pick a voice that corresponds to that language. Let me go back to the French. So in this case, I need to pick here a voice, because if this doesn't synchronize with this, you will have bad results. You will see that the agent talks with accent and unwanted errors. Then the second thing, what's very important is that you need to have the constant greeting in that specific language. And the third thing, you can keep the entire prompt into English, but at the end, you can just instruct it talk in French. You don't need to do this in maybe next week, because we're going to append at the end of the prompt automatically this for you, so it should not be a problem. But for now, please do this. One more important thing, because I know you might want to do in a single call multiple languages. You can achieve that. You can achieve that. I should have been doing the demo for that, but you can achieve that with assistant teams. You basically have the assistant leader that talks in any first language that you want, and then if the user says, "Hey, I want to continue the conversation in English, French, or Portuguese," it will redirect to that specific agent that talks that language. Yes, I will do the demo. I'm not French. If anyone here is French, please excuse my French.
Bonjour, j'appelle de Majestic Estate. Je vous ai vu remplir notre formulaire sur le site web concernant l'achat ou la location. Avez-vous quelques minutes pour terminer la demande?
Oh oui.
Super. Vous cherchez à acheter ou à louer?
Acheter.
Fantastique. Dans quelle localité cherchez-vous?
Dans le Paris.
Parfait, Paris a tant à offrir. Combien de chambres et de salles de bain?
Right. I don't know French. I just know the script by word. So it basically translated automatically in French. So I always know what was following. All right. So this is how the multi-language works. And it will work better. You see right now here, I'm not in the live environment, because we're also going to release a big update on the latency. Probably you've seen a bit better latency in the two demos that I've done. Don't know. Hopefully you've seen that as well. Yes, now I want to go to the roadmap. So we add some voice improvements. we add voice customization, which I think you saw here under advanced settings. You have the stability, similarity, style exaggeration that you can play around. This would change the voice. It could make it sound more realistic, but it can also break the voice. But yes, you can play around with those voices, with those parameters here, and you can improve the voice. Assistance themes, we released that. We actually improved it because it had a couple of hiccups. The knowledge base, on the knowledge base, we also added an interesting thing lately since we released. So right now, when you create a new knowledge base, let me create a new one. You have a trigger condition for when to do a search into that knowledge base. So for example, I don't know if you have locations available here, locations availability, this is empty, but here you can have something like when the user asks about location availabilities. Then it will be easier for the AI to pick up that specific file and look into it. Because sometimes it can not do that and it's not the desired outcome. Transfer call to human, we also improved that. Let me see here. Call transfer, yes. So we added some advanced settings. You can add an extension, you can add the timeout, and you can also customize what the agent will say when trying to reach out the phone number that you input here, what the AI will say when the phone number will answer. And if it doesn't answer, it will say this. And you can try during the same call to reach out that target multiple times. Not only one as it was before. Let me go back. Custom actions, live webhook, V1 ready, V2 will get way better. Easy assistant builder for demos. I know I've also shown this last time. We're still working on it. Yes, Ryan, that's on the roadmap. Multi-language released. We're going to continue with adding more voices and improving the latency for especially multi-language. More end-to-end API capabilities for agencies. They will be able to add, create, edit, assistant, sub-accounts, so on. This is mainly for agencies. Simplified prompting and new copilot. Those are in work. It should ideally really make building good prompts way easier. And call simulator, you'll be able to test out the entire conversation of the AI, including the function calling, meaning appointment booking, custom actions, SMS send. So you'll be able to see if the agent during the call it will trigger those actions. The call simulator is basically via text. I forgot to write here, but it's basically you're going to chat with your agent based on the prompt, and you'll be able to iterate the prompt there and see if it works. Right. Yes, please go here on this website, feedback at synthflow.ai, and propose or vote for the next feature that we should work on. This will really help us to shape the roadmap towards your expectations. And yeah, please, we're at the end and we can go through the common Q&A. Please raise your hand or just write here and I will pick up your question. Michael, the custom action is live already. I will just need to publish the documentation and for the demo that I've done. And this will be available 10 minutes after we end the call. Yes, anyone?
Where are your guys' servers located?
Servers are located across the world, both Europe and US, but I don't know where exactly. I know something in Europe, in Sweden, one. I don't know where in US.
Okay.
And also,
Right. I was just wondering if that was like the calls dropping or the latency or anything, Twilio's
no,
traveling to, traveling too far and then coming back. And so, all right.
yeah, no, this is actually going to, some of the call dropping is already solved in the backend and is pushed live. You will not see it, you'll need to reset the page. But we're going to push a couple of handfuls of features that will fix that as well next week, this sprint. Yeah, please. Where are we at leaving voicemails? This is our roadmap, but if you go here and vote it, we will make it happen sooner, Tim. Yes, William, we're planning to release couple of handful compliances. We are just talking right now with some partnership there to help us support that. Status on make should happen as in any second. We sent the entire documentation and they asked us for an update on the make integration. Yeah, they just had a small adjustment that they told us to do, but it will be released hopefully sooner because we're in the process of this for at least 2 weeks. Wait, let me go back. Can I load recorded sales calls so the system can extract the data and learn? Solar Tax Pros, not right now, but yes, we will have something similar to that where you can fine tune the agent based on past calls. Is there a way to email call recording or link to call recording? This one, Grant? Yeah, I'll send after the call. James Mulholland, I saw for call transfer to a human that the recording continued. Would this eat into your minutes with call transcripts and after transfer? So no, it will not eat the minutes from Synthflow. It will eat the minutes from Twilio. And you will receive the full transcript as well. Can we manually select the synthesize to Turbo 2.5 or will all models be set to that automatically now? Steve, we're going to do that manually because, yeah, we encountered issues where people mismatch them. So I would say that we will do that for you. Right. Anyone else? Solar Tax Pros. Sorry, I don't know your name. Do you recommend telling recipient that this is AI and they can connect to live rep at any time? It really depends on your industry and your customers. Can tell that. I mean, especially on the inbound side, if we're talking about inbound here, people really don't care as you find a solution for them because usually most of the time people call with a need during inbound. Yes, any more questions? Right here, or yeah, you can ask, unmute. All right. Thank you very much. I think this was pretty straightforward. Also, I want to let you know that sorry, here, it's really helpful to see what you are expecting. So this should be your go-to place for when you want to give feedback, but also propose features. And for this feedback, we'll be able to release proper features. Do you have an integration kit with APIs to tie into our CRM? So Nigel, right now we only demoed for Go High Level. You can try replicate that for other CRMs. We'll show you how to do that. And also we're going to make more of those templates with most requested CRMs. If you already have an idea which CRM you want, please go here into this and propose integration, a custom action with X CRM. It will be helpful for us to prioritize, and we can like templatize that in a way, at least, like, or make a demo on how to do that. All right. Hamza, top. Thank you, Ryan. Talk to you later. Hamza, please give top 3 use cases for Synthflow. I can give you more actually. Why I start there? Because this is a common question, and I made a presentation for that here in the video. I will show you the video. So yeah, you can think Hamza based on the system goals or on the verticals, and you will find plenty of use case. I would say that the easiest is if you think in terms of inbound receptionist. That's a pretty straightforward scenario, and a lot of businesses actually need that. Ben, best practice to avoid errors such as latency issues or the agent repeating themselves. So there are 2 things there, Ben. For the latency, minimum tips that you can do, and this is for everyone here, please stick with our Synthflow LLM, which is GPT-4 Turbo. It's the same one. I've heard people that say GPT-4o has a bit latency, but in our test, it's still not as good as GPT-4 Turbo. That's one. Second, a good voice can also help latency. So, oopsie. All right, this has refreshed my page. Let me go to somewhere else. So here is a customer agent using GPT-4, but let me not use customer agent. Let me go to one of myself. 1 second. All right, here it is. All right, so picking up a good voice, it's also important. Some voices may sound snappier than the others, and you can also play here a bit with those settings here. This one, optimize streaming latency, but keep it as default for now. Patient level 0, and this is actually the most you can do on your side. We're coming with improvements that you don't need to adjust anything. But for example, for this release and the demo calls that I've done, we already improved a bit the latency in between the exchanges. So that will improve constantly. We're working on this on sprint basis, on weekly basis. It's something we never put behind. It's one of our evergreen pillars. Then agent repeating it themselves. That's another story. Agent repeating itself, it's a prompting issues. So it really depends on how you wrote the prompt. And sometimes you should have some safety backups, because what I've seen, depending on how the prompt is written, if you tell the assistant, hey, during mid call. 1 second, I will bless. If you say hey of the system mid call, sometimes it will reset the conversation. So instead of having like that, you can add a rule here at the end of the prompt, but we'll also add it. Something like if the user says, hey, hello, more than two times, ask if he hears you. And instead of like repeating the conversation, it will say, hey, are you there? Can you hear me? And stuff like that. But yeah, prompting issue. Thank you. Thank you, Hamza. So Alex, can you shed some light on using voice AI restriction on outbound calling in USA? So you need to understand the difference between outbound calling and cold calling. Cold calling is calling people that had no prior consent into receiving calls. So that are the restrictions we're talking about. If you obtain the consent from the user, like you capture it via form, you update them, they do a checkbox and so on, you can call them as part of a funnel, for example, which is the second scenario. But the best to know that, because I'm not a legal entity, you should ask further and look into the FCC rule. Yeah, just to be sure. All right. Any other questions? All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. We'll release right now. I'm going to release the documentation for the custom actions. It will be into here somewhere. I'll make a new category, custom actions, and you'll be able to find it there. We'll also include it in the newsletter and so on. And I think I will send it after the recap of this, when I'm going to send you the recording as well. But thank you very much and have a great day.